Hey everyone, Caront here, welcoming you back to Suikoden 5. In the last episode, we did some character recruiting. We got some new characters, particularly in Hod, with the inclusion of Josephine. We ended up getting a couple of characters in prison, one of whom joined us in Takamu, the other whom walked out of the prison in Kili. We also got Egbert in the party, who gives us more money for, well, pretty much everything that we do, because Egbert's just nice like that, I guess. In this episode, we've got a lot of story, and I want to emphasize a couple things first. One, I went ahead and did a couple of rounds of trading in basically between this episode and the last one, and I have almost 400,000 pots now after getting people's weapons up. You are by no means obligated to do this, I just figured I'd go ahead and do it anyway, because we will need the money at some point, just not right now. You notice also we got some levels for Josephine while we were at it. I also want to emphasize another thing. We are soon going to be getting to the point where we can name our army. So what I want you guys to do, you my faithful watchers, is come up with a 16 character name for the army. Don't include army in it because army automatically comes afterward. So say, I don't remember what I named my army last time. I've named it like Phelana Victorix or something like that. Just give me some good names. I will look at them, and whichever name I choose to be the best one, or the name that I like the best, no pandering please, by the way. Anyway, the name that I like the best, I will choose for the army name. So, just want to go ahead and let you guys know that. Please submit any entries that you have, just put them in the comments, and I will consider them accordingly. Okay, so, I do want to emphasize one more thing before we walk into the mansion. When you go into the mansion after this scene, or with this scene, after you talk to Oboro, you can cue this by going back into the mansion. You can get one of the bad endings of the game at this point. I will be showing you that bad ending, then we will be marching on like we actually are supposed to afterwards. So let's go ahead and march in and see where the story takes us next. Oh, Your Highness! We've been looking all over for you! One of the Queen's Knights is... Queen's Knights? Kyle! What up, man? Hey, how's it going? Kyle, you're alright! Yep, not a scratch on me. So, Lim and Miyakis are both alright? Yep. Well, other than the fact that they can't leave their room. Oh, that's such a relief to hear, isn't it, Prince? Oh, of course. Well, I'm breathing a little bit easier now at least. Yeah, and I was hoping to come back with either the princess or the sun rune too. No chance of that though. Both are being guarded way too closely. And then I heard all the talk about the prince forming an army, so I just had to come check it out for myself. Oh, but I've got some really good news about the sun rune. What is it? Don't leave us in suspense, just tell us. Alright, I'm getting to it. As soon as the Sun Palace got taken over, Gazelle tried to bear the Sun Rune, just like Queen Arshtot. Didn't work, though. It didn't? Funny thing is, Gazelle didn't look upset at all. Well, not like the guy shows emotion to begin with, but still. No, he just got a whole bunch of scholars together. They've been shut up in the sealed room ever since. Ah, not to worry, not to worry. The mystery of the Sun Rune is very simple, yes? As you well know, I've always said that only the legitimate queen may bear the Sun Rune. Oh, looks like I was right. Indeed, and without a legitimate queen, we've no reason to cower in fear over the Sun Rune. Splendid, splendid. Oh, and pardon my rudeness, but I must be in a hurry. I simply must share this wonderful news with Lord Wilde and General Dine immediately. Yes, immediately, I must say. What's he in a big hurry for all of a sudden? Your Highness. I didn't want to say this in front of Lord Barows, but I'll say it now. I'm so sorry, Your Highness. Please forgive me. I gave you that big speech when we separated at the Sun Palace, but in the end... I couldn't protect anything. Not Her Majesty, not the princess, not the sun rune, nothing. Kyle. Hey, I'm just glad you got here safely. That's right, Kyle. We need as many allies as we can get right now. And everyone's morale will be raised when they see that another Queen's Knight has joined us. Thank you very much, all of you. And hey, check out all the cute babes hanging around here. I could get used to this place. Really used to this place. Ah, now that's the Kyle we all know and love. You got it. Your Highness, please allow me to join your fight. Alongside all these lovely ladies, of course. Yee! We end up getting Kyle, yes! And... okay. Well, with the Barows Mansion music playing in the background, let me put Kyle back up on there just a second, because I want to talk about him again. You'll notice, of course, I've already mentioned this, but Kyle is an incredibly versatile character. He can be used as either a mage or a fighter, or kind of both actually. In fact, what you might want to do, and we don't particularly have the means to do so just yet because Kyle's not in the party, unfortunately, but equip him if you have him in the party, and I pretty strongly recommend you have him in the party at this point. Equip him with, if you can, both a water and a shield rune at the moment, or, well, a water rune is probably the better of the two, just straight offhand. But either a water or a shield rune, or both, if you can. And he is pretty much going to be your protector from there on out. Now, I will also mention, if you want to spike up Kyle's damage, we can't do it yet. We can't fully do it until almost at the end of the game. But if you have a flowing sword rune, then you have a pretty good start to starting to get Kyle all set up. Because you need a flowing sword rune, and you need a couple of epic skills that we're going to get later in the game. If you get those epic skills up, Kyle's damage potential goes up exponentially. He has the highest damage yield in the game, which is pretty crazy really when you think about it, particularly as you get him so early, although, again, you can't really maximize that until later on, unless you're playing New Game Plus, and then, well, all bets are off. Alright, so now that we've taken care of all that, let's go upstairs. And it's at this point that you can get that bad ending, so let's go. Okay, now, of course, in order to get this, we gotta go into our room, so we might as well go ahead and take ourselves a nice nap. Except, not quite so much. Are you ready to go to bed, Prince? Yeah, it's been a tiring day, although we've only been recording for about 8 minutes. Alright, good night then, Prince. Pardon me, Your Royal Highness. Prince Freodor. Is His Royal Highness there? Yep, I'm awake. It is I, Salum Barows. I'm ever so terribly sorry to bother you so late this fine evening, Your Highness. However, we have important matters to discuss. In private. Would Your Highness be kind enough to let me in? I thank you very much for taking this time to talk with me. I am indebted to you, Your Highness. Now, I wanted to discuss something very important. The future. Indeed, both our futures. Your Highness, we've received a report that a large Godwin force is heading this way. This force is led by one Lord Dilber Novum, a Grand General on par with our own Lord Wild. He's a formidable adversary, yes, but if his charge can be thwarted, your reputation will grow all the more. So, Your Royal Highness the Prince, are you willing to seize this momentum and become king? Oh, now I'm in no way suggesting usurping Her Royal Highness as the rightful heir to the Phalaenan throne. But what if you and I were to carve our own kingdom out of the territories we already hold? What say you, Prince? As you might imagine, yeah, this is the path to the bad choice. Well, this conversation will happen anyway, But if you make certain choices here, you will get the bad ending. Now, from what I've been able to read, and there's been disputing information on this, but from the best sources that I have, the first 2 choices that you make do not matter. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go with the canon for the first 2 choices. I'll pretend I didn't hear that. My, why so combative, your royal highness? Our opportunity is nigh, your highness. We need not fear the sun rune. Thus we need not fear Godwin, yes? And there's more. It just so happens that I've got a few connections among the Armis aristocracy, your highness. With Armis at our side, your highness, we could march to victory with the greatest of ease. Peace would be restored with great haste, and your grand coronation would commence. Sounds marvelous, yes, yes? I'd be betraying Felena. Oh, come now, your highness. I'm talking about an opportunity here. For your benefit, not mine. Think about it. You may well succeed in driving the Godwins out and returning to the Sun Palace. But in the Sun Palace, you'd never become king. After saving the country, that would be ever so unfair, yes? This is the breaking point. If you choose the first option, you go down the canon path because you are then choosing to reject it. But if you choose choice number 2, you start going down the bad path. So I want to become king. Oh, so you've seen the wisdom of my proposal, yes, yes? Ah, I knew you would, your highness. I knew you would. Prince! My, it's not nice to eavesdrop, little girl. I've got nothing to say to you. Prince, you can't be serious. What about the princess? What will happen to her? Now, if you choose the first choice at this point, you essentially can reverse course. Although I will note that you will have lost esteem in Leon's mind. So if you're going straight for the good path, go number 1 across the board. Don't even choose number 2 at all. But since we're going to look at the bad ending, I don't care. I've made up my mind. Prince! How could you? My! Sounds like this is settled then, does it not? Now, your highness, seize the momentum, defeat General Novum, and let your name be revealed to the entire world. We shall create a new kingdom with King Freodor as its shining centerpiece. Ha 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 ha!
I have a report for you, Your Majesty. Under the pretext of supporting the East Kingdom, the Armis army has crossed the border and occupied Rainwall. Your Majesty's brother, the pretender to the throne, has apparently been murdered by Lord Barows' men.
I see.
That damn fool. Why didn't he realize he was being used by Barows?
Your Majesty, I believe now is the time for decisive action.
I realize that! The East Kingdom has no right to take over our lands. Rainwall and Estrise are within the domain of my queendom. I order these lands to be reclaimed no matter what, even if it means using the Sun Rune!
Yes, Your Majesty. Leave it to me. Send messages to Generals Luger and Novum. Prepare for an all-out attack. I'll be going into battle as well.
Yes, sir.
Oh, how did all this happen? You fool. You stupid, stupid fool.
And that's it. Game over. Yep, we're fools, we're dead, and that's really all there is to say. Okay, well, now that we've done that, let's go back and do this the right way, shall we? So I will see you guys when we get back to the choices, and we'll make the right ones this time. Okay, let's choose the right answers this time, shall we? I'm not fighting to become king. Oh, my, so stubborn, so naive. I suppose I can't make you understand, can I, Your Highness? Remember this, I'm not doing this for me, no. I'm looking out for your best interest, Your Highness. I do urge you to think over this matter some more, Your Highness. I trust you'll come to your senses by tomorrow morning. Oh, and we'll keep this little chat quiet, yes, yes? If word got out, I'm afraid there would be certain consequences. And we hate to see it come to that, wouldn't we? Well, if you'll excuse me then, good evening, Your Highness. Oh, nice little snake bite there at the end. Oh, certain consequences. Oh, Prince! Good morning! I'm sorry, but I heard you talking to Lord Barows last night. That was so creepy, Prince. Yep, and that's how you know she heard it, even if you choose all the right answers. But I was so relieved when you refused. Well, shall we go, Prince? Everyone's getting ready to take on General Dilbernovum's force. Why do I always have problems with his name? Let's get going, Prince. Dilbernovum. Oh, wow. Okay, I don't need to do that either. Oh, hey, look at that. We've got Cornelio, got Egbert, Takamu, Josephine. Wow, they're all hanging out upstairs. I think, is Lucerina in here? No, she's not. Okay. Typically, she would be in there if she wasn't downstairs. But of course, with the music, you know what time's gonna... Excuse me, sorry about that. Yeah, I got something caught in my throat. Anyway, you know what time's coming up. It's battle time. Now, this is a good time effectively to go store your stuff if you need to, chat with people. But in order to, well, get everything down, we need to talk to Salum again. Your Royal Highness, and a pleasant good morning to you indeed. Now, as I informed Your Highness last evening, General Dilbernovum's force is approaching with great haste. But our forces have been rigorously trained and stand bravely at the ready, Your Highness. We fear none of Godwin's traitorous dogs, not even great generals such as one Dilbernovum. I, Salum Barows, have witnessed our dauntless forces with my own eyes. I guarantee our triumph, Your Highness. Sure thing, yeah. Alright, so, hi Kyle. Prince. Lucerina's a fine specimen, but did you check out Lillet? Hot. Now, if I could only get her away from Lucretia. Okay, sure thing, alright. Hey, Dine, rather. General Dilbernovum's army outnumbers us by a half. We might be able to lessen the gap with volunteer soldiers and mercenaries, but it still won't be an easy battle. I can't figure out why Lord Barows is so confident in our victory. That's a good question, actually. Hi. He spoke to you last night, didn't he? We can't get into details here, but I can imagine what was said, Your Highness. If he's starting to make his move, I suppose it's time for me to get serious. Okay, sure. Hello. Father is up to something again. Please be careful. Lucretia asked me to look into a certain matter as well. I'll let you know the instant I discover something, Your Highness. Okay. Let's see. Hello. How's it going, Boz? Yeah! I was hoping I'd get to fight General Novum sometime. We're kind of rivals, you know. Dilber of the West and Boz of the East. That's what folks call us. Meeting him on the battlefield, toe-to-toe, eye-to-eye, axe to sword, it feels like my birthday. Well, happy birthday to you, Boz. Can we actually leave? We actually can leave. Okay, interesting. Wonder why. Oh, good morning. Not that there's ever anything good about mornings. And that old coot just makes it worse. Have you seen him this morning? You'd think you just discovered the cellar was full of gold. What's he so damn happy about anyway? That's a good question. Okay, let's head back upstairs, actually. See if we missed anything here. I don't believe we have. Let's see. Okay, sorry, I'm just checking my notes to make sure I'm not missing anything. I don't believe that I am. Guess I need to go into my room. Here we go, okay. George? Hey, been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, it certainly has. I thought you might grace us with your presence about now. Hi, Lucretia. Shall we begin then? So, what's the plan exactly? I'll get things started. Lucretia, your intuition was right. I found troops hiding in the southern forest. They weren't wearing anything that might give away their identity, but I'm positive they were from Armis. What? Armis? But that's not all. I saw a certain someone that we're all very familiar with. I didn't want to get too close, but it didn't matter. I could spot that ridiculous get-up from a mile away. It was our old friend Salum Barows. Salum? Now that I think about it, I haven't seen him around here lately. Why was he there, though? Because my father is joining forces with Armis. My father has been exchanging letters with Armis nobles for some time now. And the letters say he's borrowing soldiers from the Armis Southern Mountain Corps. Borrowing soldiers? That's why Lord Barows approached the prince with talk of creating a new country. That damn geezer! He's been using us the whole time! I see. The Southern Forest troops will show up as the prince's reinforcements during the battle against General Novum. It'll seem like the prince himself has made the deal with Armis. And that will make it impossible to refuse Lord Barows when he insists on creating a new nation. A nation with a little string called Armis attached. And if he gets you to marry Lucerina after you become king, Salum will become your father-in-law, Your Highness. Damn, he's using the prince and Armis to create a new country? A country where he would hold all the real power. Hilarious! He's no different than the Godwins. In fact, he might be worse. Damn it. Damn it! Our country isn't some plaything for damn nobles to fight over. If only my sister and Farad were still here, they'd... Lady Cyalides. Friador, I've had it. Let's get out of here. I can't take this anymore. Just a moment. If we left now, Raffleet would be our only ally. My apologies to Kisara, but we'd never be able to stand up to the Godwins then. Then what the hell are we supposed to do? Let's let Lord Barows be the bad guy here. Bad guy? If we do, though, it might mean the ruin of Lord Barows' reputation. Prince, what would you like to do? We gotta do it, especially when he tried to, well, kind of stab us in the back, and in the bad ending, literally stabbed us in the back. Fine then. Lucerina, you're alright with this, correct? Yes, don't worry about me. This is no one's fault but my father's own. Besides, it's better to stop him now before he gets any real power of his own. It's settled then. I've got no problem going after that old geezer, but how exactly are we going about it? First of all, I need everyone to pretend we never had this discussion. Then I want everyone to... Alrighty, well, looks like it's scheming time. But I'm gonna leave it here, and next time on Suikoden 5, well, we'll see what ends up happening when we get ticked off at Lord Barows for basically trying to betray us. So, thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see y'all later.